Pleasure now to catch up with head coach Rob Smith as the Lumberjacks are now 2-1, coming off a 44-16 win over Menlo College. Coach, 3 games in, you've already got as many wins as last year. It's got to feel good.
Well, it doesn't seem much for last year, but certainly this year we're pleased. 1 point away from being undefeated, and we went down and got the job done at Menlo. It's a situation where we had a lot of players that were out. Taylor Boggs did not play. Mike Prue did not play on the offensive side. The defensive side, Justin Hornsby and Alan Bruner. So we had some other players step in, and we got the job done, and that's the bottom line.
Coach, something I love about you said after the show, because after the radio portion of the game on Saturday, because we're media guys, so we're always overanalyzing. Oh, it was ugly, and this was, last week from the media side, that was a moral victory, and last week kind of was an ugly win, but you'll take it. But you came in and said, guys, look, they're wins and losses. Yeah. It's that simple.
It is that simple, and I don't. I've never bought into the moral victory. The job is to win the game. If you don't get it done, doesn't matter if you play it close. You got to get it done. We did not do that against Western Oregon this week. Although, sure, maybe not very artistic. Certainly wasn't our best game in terms of execution. But the bottom line is to get that W and to get that win. And at the end of the year, that's all that anybody really remembers. Did you win the game? Did you not win the game? And so we were able to go into a situation where, the atmosphere is different than what we're used to. Certainly, it's not the Redwood Bowl, a situation where we had a lot of players that were out, and you're playing a team that's struggling, an NAI or Division III team that's below you in terms of level. So we were able to make enough plays to get the win, and that is always the bottom line. I made the mistake a long time ago after a win in my first or second year as a head coach, where I came in and we had beat a team pretty handily, and I just ripped into my team in the locker room after the game and about our play and everything like that. And I thought later on that night, what an idiot I was, because the bottom line in this game is to win, and we got the win on Saturday. That's important.
And I think it says a lot about your team if it wasn't your best performance. And a lot of guys are oh, by the way, you did win 44-16. It's a pretty healthy score. And for a team that's struggled at offense the last few years, I know, this is only year 2 for you, but to go, 36 and 44 already, that's pretty good offensive output.
I'm pleased. We're the number 1 offense in the conference in total offense, in rushing offense. I think number 2 in passing offense, and number 1 in scoring offense. So those numbers certainly are nice over the first 3 games, and you hope to be able to really do something we were unable to do a year ago, and that statistically match up as well, because whether it be in time of possession, whether it be in total yards, or the most important one being scoring offense and scoring defense, find a way to win those categories. We're doing a much better job, certainly, than we were a year ago.
All right, you talked about the backups coming in. Chris Bolt, he had the keys to the car. He hadn't started a game since he was in high school. It had been a while for him. He seemed to start a little slow, but he picked up steam and looked good back out there. He brings a different element. Your thoughts on Chris Bolt for that game and moving forward?
Well, it was great for Chris to get that experience. As you say, JB, he had not started the game since high school. It had been quite a while, and he was very, very nervous. I think you saw that on the first play where he has a wide open receiver, and he sails the ball over Alex Hebert's head. But he settled down, made some really nice throws. He made some big-time plays when he threw the ball to Matt Smith on that touchdown. That was a great throw. Later in the game, on a bootleg, he'll hit Alex Hebert over the middle. And so you saw him kind of relax. And once he was able to relax, you saw the ability kind of come out. And his strength certainly is as a quarterback is his 6'5", 230-pound frame and the problems that can pose for any defense when he's running the ball and things like this. He didn't do as much of that on Saturday. But I think him getting that start and playing the way he did will go a long ways towards helping us as our season progresses.
Okay, well, this week, huge game. You're at Dixie State. You're 2-1. You guys are similar in the conference. They beat you twice last year, a couple of close games. Really a true measuring stick, I guess, of you guys. And quite frankly, it's a league game. There's a lot riding on this game. First off, let's start there. What do you think about this weekend's upcoming matchup?
A very difficult opponent again. We've got the travel situation where we leave Friday morning to play a Saturday night game, not back until Sunday evening, playing in a good atmosphere there in St. George. Dixie State right now sitting at 1-3 could very easily be 3-1. They lost to Montana State, a 1AA program, 23-20. Lost last week at Western Oregon, a very familiar score, 17-16, in a situation where they had the lead up until about 3 minutes to go in the game. So again, they've been in some very close games. What that tells me in watching them on tape, they're a much improved football team from the Dixie State we saw last year. We believe we also are very, very improved. So you're going to have 2 teams that are hungry to kind of move up within the conference. And I told our players last night, Not underestimating, I don't think, the importance of this game, that it's time for our program to have a signature victory, one of those wins that will start to elevate us up, maybe a program-changing type of victory, and certainly I think a win at Dixie State would do that for us.
Yeah, that'd be a huge victory. Injury-wise, you talked about in the beginning of the segment, Boggs and Prue and Hornsby and those guys, even Bobby Thomas, who's joining us next, he got dinged up. Where do you expect to be as far as health goes for this Saturday night at Dixie?
Well, I'll defer that to Shannon Childs, our trainer. He knows more about that than I do, because these kids right now are spending more time with him than they are with me. But we will have Taylor Boggs back. We will have Mike Prue back. Whether they'll be 100%, we got to wait and see how they progress through this week. Justin Hornsby on the defensive side is very questionable at this time. We're hopeful, but understand it may be another week or two with him. Alan Bruner is definitely out at linebacker. So those are the four that were out this past week. And then within this game, Bobby Thomas did have a quad contusion. Bobby will be fine. He's going to get back and be ready to go. Guy Richarduli had a small MCL, but he should be fine. And Bubba Reynolds had a hip pointer. But those are tough kids, and they understand the importance of this game, the magnitude of this game. They're not going to miss it.
And you got a lot of young kids stepping up, Coach. Talk about some of the fresh faces.
Fun to see. And Nick Richarduli, Guy's younger brother. Nick had an MCL injury early on in camp, but he showed that he's a quality running back and can be scary from a defensive standpoint. Daniel Wyatt, also at running back, was able to step in there and do some things. And then Alex Hebert at tight end has been doing a nice job all along for us. And then the Orel Luper over on the defensive side. He was an offensive lineman up until last Tuesday, and we moved him over to defense. He ended up playing a lot of snaps against Menlo, and he certainly is a name that people should remember for our future, because he's going to have a very, very bright future here.
Looking forward to it, Coach. Huge weekend for you. Good luck. Enjoy the roadie. Hey, that game will be on the air, ESPN Radio 1340 at 6 o'clock local time, 7 o'clock there. Senior running back Bobby Thomas joins us next.
When you're enjoying the great Pilsner taste of a Miller Lite, do you ever think about the way it's triple hops brewed? I mean, you're out there with a few friends, drinking a Miller Lite. Does the fact that we add hops at 3 different times during the brewing, instead of all at once, ever cross your mind? Yeah, that's what we thought. But go ahead and enjoy that great taste anyway. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
There are plenty of ways to find us these days, but good old-fashioned word of mouth from satisfied members is our favorite. Coast Central Credit Union, your real local lender and financing choice since 1950.
Do you like authentic New York-style pizza? Come down and enjoy Big Pete's Pizza in Arcata on the corner of 15th and G Street, or our new Eureka location off the 101 on 5th and R Street. Big Pete's has 12 beers on tap, 10 big flat-screen TVs, and arcade games for the kids. Call us up for delivery anytime and let us bring you the finest pizza the North Coast has to offer. That's right, we deliver. Call us in Arcata at 826-1890 or in Eureka at 441-1151.